Hey, what's going on, guys? Blue the Robot here, and today, first of all, I know I've been away for a while. I just finally got settled in my new house, my new office. I appreciate all the support and all the love that you guys have given me this past really week and a half. And I know it's been about 13-14 days since my last video, but we are here to get back into it. So enough with that. I want to go over what I saw. Well, basically, I was on the podcast The Scope. If you guys don't know about that, definitely go check us out. And Crash, my fellow co-host, decided to show me a screenshot originally of the Farm 51 looking for a brand new game designer on a brand new project that we have no clue about. So of course, if you guys don't know, World War III is the latest game from the Farm 51, and of course it is a dying game. And by that, I can literally go to the Steam charts right now and see that just about 110 people are playing about 30 minutes ago, about 431 average peak, and that was from an all-time peak of 11,623. And now that was a great start to the game. Of course, the servers couldn't hold up to it, but you know, it's just a standard World War III. If you guys know the history about World War III, go check out my last video of World War III and you can kind of see the history with that. But of course, moving on from that, so on the farm51.com, if you can scroll down to their career section, they are currently looking for a game designer for a brand new project. Now, of course, we can go down the list of the tasks that are needed for this game, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of break them down together one by one. Now we have a summary here before we get into the task and requirements, basically saying we are kicking off with a brand new exciting game really shortly. Therefore, we are currently on the lookout for a seasoned game designer to join the project team. If you enjoy having a real impact on a project and working in a creative environment, and last but definitely not least, you love FPS games and you want to make them yourself, we are definitely a match. So seeing the words really shortly in FPS games, this really makes me think from my previous statements that September will be the last update for World War III. And of course, this is going to be late September. And after that, the contract ends with wishlist games. That's what I assume. And we move on to basically World War III getting shut down and on to the next project. Now, a lot of people might feel worried about this, but let's go ahead and continue on with the requirements. Actually, before that, let's go ahead and do the task real quick and then we'll move on to the requirements. So creating a coherent vision of a brand new game together with the project team, gameplay system design, making gameplay related decisions based on a constructive conversation and substantive arguments, a close cooperation with other designers and gameplay programmers while implementing gameplay mechanics in the game, and an in-depth analysis of the game market and collecting references for gameplay solutions, and game documentation co-creation. So a lot of big words, basically just saying, can you work in a team? We need you to actually listen to, you know, conversations, constructive criticism, and you basically have a coherent vision of the entire gameplay system as a whole. Now, the requirements are where things get really juicy. So of course, moving on, we have at least 3 years of commercial experience in game design, good knowledge of Unreal Engine 4/5. So this makes me think that the next project for basically the Farm 51 will be made in Unreal Engine 5 most likely. So we'll just have to wait and see. Good knowledge of blueprints, I would assume that's Unreal Engine blueprints, ability to write game documentation, familiarization with game industry trends, especially in the genre of FPS online, co-op online multiplayer. So this already says a lot of what the next game will be for the Farm 51. And stay tuned to the end of the video because of course I have a lot more to say about this, but basically we are expecting to get an FPS online multiplayer shooter with co-op in it. So I'm very intrigued on what that's gonna be. Of course, we still have HVT game mode coming out for World War III, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know if the game's actually gonna get shut down because of that, but if it does, this is the reason why. It's because they're moving on to the next project. Now, that kind of sucks as well too for all the people who have spent hundreds of dollars on skins and whatnot, battle passes. It's oh god, I don't even know what to say about that really. I mean, you can kind of come to your conclusion with that. But moving on, we have well-developed communication skills, constant cooperation with the departmental project leads in order to create and follow a clear and coherent gameplay vision within the project. Well-developed communication skills, constant cooperation with the departmental project leads in order to create and follow a clear and coherent gameplay vision within the project. ability to work independently and efficiently in the remote project team, self-discipline and task accomplishment. This makes sense because I guess this position is remote work, so that is going to be a thing. You need to be self-disciplined when it comes to that. Good task management and prioritization skills, thinking out of the box, creativity and passion for creating FPS multiplayer games. Again, like I said before, an FPS online multiplayer game. And this one's very particular, at least one commercial title shipped. So you need to have at least one actual game that has been shipped out to the masses. And of course, the one thing they say right here on the bottom is nice to have, and this is where things get interesting. Experience in working on a multiplayer FPS game will be a huge asset. So again, multiplayer FPS game means a lot, especially for World War III fans or basically anyone that's looking for a Battlefield alternative. And then we also have the knowledge of script languages, an interest in military games, and English language proficiency that allows smooth understanding of the technical documentation and communication with a team. Now, the interest in military games is the biggest one because, of course, if you guys don't know, World War III was a military shooter, and now all of a sudden they're looking to make another military FPS online co-op multiplayer. So take that for what it is. It literally says it on their career page. We now know what their next project is, and apparently it will be coming shortly. I'm pretty sure we might be hearing something probably early next year, probably in the first quarter. And that's pretty much it when it comes to this. Now, of course, we can kind of go into the aspect of talking about World War III. It's shutting down, it possibly not. I think it might shut down due to the low player count and because of the contract ending. I really think the contract is going to be ending again sometime around this month, maybe even next. And after that, that's pretty much all the funding. Now, I do have to say, including with the tips that we've learned from the past World War III game, I think they need to learn from their mistakes. And I really hope they do because, of course, the Farm 51, look, the World War III game itself is an actual good game. It's the service behind it, the client-side launcher, and of course the servers as well. All of that basically went down the drain. It burst into flames. It was all on fire, and that was the biggest thing that basically led World War III to its downfall. It basically not allowing players to actually play the game, and then you're still promoting the marketing aspect for cosmetics and battle passes when the game barely works. So that needs to be basically destroyed in the next game and focus on the actual mechanics, as well as make it a little bit more, I guess, realistic, have some realism in it. And it doesn't have to be squad level, armor level. I'm just talking about the clothing, the time frame, stuff like that. I really feel like that should just be like a main focus as well too, as well as listening to the community. We need a server browser for the next game. If you want to do an online game, you need a server browser. It's kind of just needed at this point. You need good customization. Now, I don't expect anything less from the Farm 51. Of course, the gun customization and the operator customization were pretty good. Of course, I think it was still a bit better in the original World War III game, but with the new early access version, it was okay. And the biggest one, please choose your publisher right this time. If you do end up choosing another publisher, in my opinion, I don't think you should choose a publisher. I think you should go back the same route that you did originally with the original World War III early access title back in 2018, because I feel like you had a lot more creative decisions behind that. But again, I don't know behind the scenes of the whole contract and monetization and stuff like that for your publisher. But if you do end up choosing another publisher, choose someone that's reputable as well too. My Games is kind of sketchy, and then you chose wishlist games that I had, like, no one knew about them until you guys teamed up with them. So again, stick to someone that's reputable or just no publisher at all. But again, this is just a quick video just to get back into the channel. If you guys do end up liking this, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more future content just like this. I'm going to get more into it. Trust me, I have a lot of things coming to the channel, and I can't wait to show you guys what I'll be working, well, basically what I'm already working on. So hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next video. Peace.